And I am live. I just got off the AOC stream. I was a guest on there for what, 2, 3 hours? Uh, and now I'm live here, so I'm gonna go live. I talked to my girlfriend, Be Wonderful, on Messenger, and I invited her up on my channel. I said I was gonna go live, and I asked her to join me, and she's gonna join me. So here we go. I'm gonna copy the link, send it to me. There you go. I'm also gonna send the link to Edward the Trash Talker in an email, in case Edward wants to join me. Edward the Trash Talker. Now, we're in different time zones. A lot of time when I go live, he's not able to join or watch. And sometimes when he goes live, unless I'm pulling an all-nighter or I'm up really early, I'm not able to join him. But now and then, we're able to make it happen. I'm sending an email to Ed right now in case he wants to join me. Alrighty. Yeah, so I'm shadow banned on YouTube. A lot of people don't want to accept that, but I am shadow banned on YouTube, which means YouTube works to make me have less views. This is why my haters like to say, it's like one of few things they have when they want to hate on me is either my discolored teeth or my view count. So I was battling it out with Brian B. Socks, B Cups, B Socks, over at the AOC panel, Alex. And one of the things he was saying, he was trying to insult me, and it's like you suck, Mike. I'm a better streamer than you. And then the to back up that assertion would be I get more views than you. Nobody watches your live stream, but this is what a lot of my haters will say. Now here's the truth. I am shadow banned on YouTube. You can accept it or reject that truth, but it's a fact. Meaning YouTube works to hide me from people. And I've had proof of this. I had a guest up on my panel, York, the anti-Semite, the anti-Semite scumbag, York. The one thing I can respect about him is he started taking vitamin C, and he looks better since. But okay, but Jorg proved the shadow banning what I've been saying. He's like, look, Mike, and he screen shared, and I enable his screen share, and he's like, look, I try to subscribe to you, Mike, it doesn't work. He clicks subscribe, and then he refreshes the page, and then YouTube has already unsubscribed him. And then he goes, he's like, I can't click all notifications. Uh, Hello, babe. I'm gonna make sure I got the echo cancellation enabled. I'm shadow banned on YouTube. Okay, now it's enabled. Hello, babe. Oh, oh no. Oh no. Oh, why so cute? Why so cute today, babe?
I don't know because I saw you very.
Oh, oh, you look cute. We is not afraid. The reason she's wearing the mask is not that she's afraid of the COVID. They don't have mandates in Thailand that you have to wear a mask inside your home. She's got
Oh
allergies.
no,
Yeah,
this, uh,
yeah. She has
don't
allergies.
need
She's
to.
a little bit sensitive to the yarn. She works with crochet. She knits, and she reacts allergically to the yarn. So she wears a mask when she makes crochets. It's not a COVID thing. But do they still have the mandates in Thailand that you have to wear a mask when you go out in public or not? If you want to go into a bank or a supermarket, you have to wear a mask.
No, don't need. No,
Not anymore. How long ago did it
um,
stop that? Before it was like that. You would have to wear a mask to go into a bank or a supermarket or something. When did they end
no,
that?
no, don't need to use that. But I like to use because outside it has some PM 2.5.
PM 2.5. So I guess that's a measuring scale for outdoor air quality,
Mm-hmm.
pollution. Yeah. Okay, you
But
look cute.
some person don't use up
Okay.
to.
So what are you making now? You make a crochet there. What type of crochet are you making? Handbag, scarf, mittens, keychain.
Um, Hot
Huh?
shirt, hot shirt,
What?
shirt, shirt,
Shirt. Okay.
shirt.
Did somebody
Yes.
order it? Are you making it like bespoke? Are you ordering it, or are you making it and then you're gonna put it online? Or did somebody order this from you?
This is some friend, mom's
Mhm.
friend. Yeah, she ordered me
Okay.
three, three things.
Three things.
T-shirt. Yeah,
Okay.
T-shirt.
How much money will you make? How much money do they pay you for making these?
No, I still not thinking about cost because she very big person and have to use many yards.
Okay.
I'm,
All
I'm not
right.
sure how much. Yeah,
Okay.
she decided.
Hmm. Don't look at the chat because there might be people coming in to troll me and write bad things in the chat. So I recommend do not read the chat, babe,
Maya.
because I wouldn't be surprised if trolls come in here and try to trigger me by insulting my girlfriend or something like this. So don't read the chat.
Um, it's okay. I can do it. I nothing more.
Okay. So thanks for joining me today. I'm glad you joined me, babe.
No comment.
Hmm. I also sent
Yeah.
an email to Edward the Trash Talker and said if you want to,
Um,
I'm live right now. And I invited him to join if he wants. I sent him the link in an email. um,
that looks like you coffee. You fussy to come join to you.
yeah, yeah, I nagged you. Yeah, I was talking to Wheel Messenger. I'm gonna go live, babe. Do you want to join me? And she's like, uh, sometimes I don't like to be live. And I go, come on, babe. Okay, come on, babe. And then I know that sometimes she'll be like, but I don't like to be on camera. A lot of people that go on panels, they don't show their face. They will have the profile picture like this a lot of time. And then I said, come on, okay, but if you want to join, you can join without showing your face. It's fine if you want to do this when you're on the panel. And I think that this is good for you because you talked about you want to get monetized. So you have to get some practice. Uh, since you want to get monetized, it's good if you get some practice being on camera. And this is the highest level, meaning public live streams is the highest level. So if you can learn to do public live streams and get used to that, making videos, recording yourself is a piece of cake. Peace of mind, it's a piece of cake. Thought control, you get on board any time you like. It's scientific. So out in the sun, they work all day. We get the urge to start to play. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Out in the sun, they slave away. We get the urge to start to play. Da, 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 da. Under the sea, under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Out in the sun, they slave away. We get the urge to start to play. How you doing, babe? You like my singing? I don't know what it sounds like. I have the echo cancellation. I had to do that when I don't use my headphones, which makes my sound quality worse. I've noticed that. Sometimes I do like singing, break out in singing spontaneously in my streams, and I've noticed that if I have the echo cancellation on, it it's like if here's the vocal range, like the sound being transmitted through the microphone. If you enable echo cancellation, it narrows it. So it's not broadcasting the full range of sound that you're producing due to the echo cancellation. And if I'm live like this and I don't have the echo cancellation on, uh, if I have the echo cancellation on because I don't have the headphones on, it yeah, whatever. So, babe, You might be the best guest I ever had on my stream.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm gonna connect my headphones here. Hold on. Bluetooth. It makes me look goofy.
Can I turn off my
I don't know what just happened.
camera?
Let me connect to my headphones. Turn off my camera for a moment. Travel by Teak. Travel by Teak. Hello,
Hello.
Travel by Teak. Travel by Teak left a hit and run comment. They left hi and then they popped out. I don't know what that's about. Sometimes people do
Is
hit and run
hi?
comments. They come in, hi and they leave.
What is
Huh?
hi? He is hi? Hi
I don't know.
guy?
I don't know. Sawadi. Sawadi. Sawadi krap.
What is
Sawadi krap.
hi?
There's a Thai streamer. There's a Thai streamer I'm subscribed. Well, I'm subscribed to quite a few Thai streamers actually. There's a guy who he was live earlier. He dropped the StreamYard link. I didn't click it, but I did leave a comment, and then the guy came to my channel, left a comment on my videos. What happened, babe?
Just I don't need to show my face.
Yeah, you don't need to. I like when you show your face on my live streams. I like it. You have a beautiful face. You're not Brian B. Socks. These people that are ugly and miserable losers that show the face on camera, and you're a beautiful girl. So meanwhile, some ugly people out there are showing the face all the time, like Brian B. Socks. He does okay. He should be hiding. Uh, you're a beautiful girl. You're cute, and then you're like, oh, I don't want to show my face. Uh, yeah. I drank whiskey before, babe. I waited until 1500 hours and then I drank whiskey. And my whiskey is finished now, so I'm out of whiskey. I joined Alex's panel and then I checked the clock. Brian B. Socks was up on the panel drinking. And he's like, hey, why don't you have a drink? So I said, no, not now. Not until, and I gave myself a time. I'm not going to drink until 1500 hours. And after 1500 hours, I finished my whiskey. There's a few drops left here. I'm going to have that.
Are you angry?
Having the last
That
drops
you
of my whiskey.
do?
What?
Okay. I cannot see you when you drink it.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay. Yeah, I had a few drops of whiskey left in the bottle, so I got the last few drops. Yeah. All juice, no squeeze. So, you're standing in the field there with wave pattern sneakers in your picture with a mountain behind you. Are you still there? Are you there, babe?
Yeah.
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 Calling we, Earth to we. Houston, we have a problem. Your picture, this picture that you have, your profile picture. You took that when you were at a friend's farm, right? A farm.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
That's friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna check out Troll Batik's channel. But I had a troll come in here. The trolls are gonna come in. Okay. I'm shadow banned on YouTube, so they hide my videos from people, my streams. They make me have less views. I'm a better streamer than most people are. But, and trolls will be like, Mike, you suck, that's why I don't get any views. No. It's because I'm shadow banned, so YouTube works to hide me from people. Also had fake taught individual Brandon Q show up on the panel, and he doesn't like that I exposed him as a fake taught individual crazy talker. So he does the inverse where he goes Mike's crazy talk. Okay. Hello Vijay. This is an Indian person. Indian people also do this when they greet each other. This is called Namaste. Namaste Vijay. I see your hand pink waving, and I raise you a brown, light brown pink waving. White people like me, we're not actually white, it's light brown if you pay close attention. Yeah, but Brandon Q is a fake Tony video crazy talker. He got exposed as such. He's a paid fake. So after I made a video, I've been talking about my streams, what happened before I became a Tony video. Is a secret society member sent me a message, a letter, and tell me what to do with my life. And I didn't get back to ripped it out, threw it in the trash. And this is something that the program was a discredit. Okay. So they sent Brandon Q up on my panel to copy my story of how I became a Tony video with some minor alterations. And he goes, oh yeah, what happened to me after I've been talking in my streams about how what happened before I became a TI. I got a letter in the mail from a secret society member, and I ripped that through in the trash and get back to him. Then the tournament started, and Brandon Q came up on my panel because he's a paid fake tournament that work for the program, the Gangstar program. He's a crazy talker. He's all these people filming choppers and airplanes and UV drones. That's supposed to discredit type of Gangstar. He's a paid fake, and he does the inversion where he's accusing me of being a fake because I'm a real TI who's calling out all the fakes in the TI community. Shield Snitzer, his attacks on the fakes and crazy talk. So he does the inversion switcheroo, like projection, deflection, whatever. Brandon Q is a paid fake on the video. He likes to record choppers. He's the type of guy that will record choppers. If there's a chopper over your city, he'll record it and be like, absolute proof of targeting, evidence of gang stalking, and it's him filming a chopper over the city that he lives in. Okay, and he's a paid fake, and he was used by the program because I've been talking about on my channel. This is why they deleted the Mike Saha 2.0 channel, because they had a lot of evidence of gang stalking there, and they knew that I could be like, here's this stream, here's this stream, here's this stream. Look at this pattern here. It's like this woman showing up when I go to the supermarket. Here she shows up again another time outside doing a live vlog. Here she is showing up a third time. And then the cop harassment too, that I have live videos on my Mike Saha 2.0 of cop interactions. So what I think is part of why they shut down Mike Saha 2.0 is because they had too much evidence on it. Not like plain marketed as like evidence of gang stalking, but in my past live streams, if I would make a live stream like connect the dots for people, like look at this live vlog in March 2022 and then this one here, you can see the pattern. Okay, too much evidence. So yeah, this Brandon Q is a fake on video, paid fake crazy talker, and he's a person who came up to discredit my story. So I've been talking about on the Mike Saha 2.0 and Mike Saha channel about what happened before I became a target video. Right before I became a target video, I got a letter from somebody in the secret society, tell me what to do with my life, trying to manipulate me, like nudging, like now it's time for you to show what you're made of, get it, to do this, do that. I ripped up the letter through in the trash, and right after that the targeting started. And I've said it many times. And then this paid fake target of Brandon Q. First of all, he got blocked on the Mike Saha 2.0 channel because he came in acting like a fake, okay, and he got blocked. Later on, he came and apologized. I did give him a second chance. All right, okay, I'll give you another chance. And then he kind of exposed himself. My initial intuition proved to be right, see, when I blocked him. Most of the time, if I give people the benefit of the doubt, I end up regretting it. Okay, if I disregard my intuition, which is right most of the time, I have a feeling about somebody, this looks like a paid fake or whatever. If I disregard my intuition, a lot of times I'll be like, yeah, I should have listened to my intuition. But here's the thing, Brandon Q comes up on my panel once, and he's like, so what happened before I became a torrent video? I got a letter in the mail from, and it's something crazy to discredit my story, because my story is discrediting issues. His job is to discredit gang stalking by uploading these crazy talk videos filming choppers, proof of gang stalking, okay, and airplanes. I'm stalked by airplanes. This is to discredit the topic of gang stalking. He's a crazy talking fake. And I've been out on YouTube sharing my story now and then. Here's what happened right before the targeting started in my life. Got a letter from somebody in the secret society. I did ripped up the letter, threw it in the trash, didn't get back to them. Okay, and the letter was turned like, here's what you should be doing with your life. Okay, and I've been talking about that. And then this brand new Q comes to my stream, comes up as a guest on my panel after I had blocked him for acting like a fake. And like my intuition was, this guy's a fake, showed up here. He comes to apologize, something like this, whatever. I give him a new chance. And he comes up on the panel and he tries to discredit my story. Okay? And how does he do that? He takes the bulk of my story, like a form letter, and then changes some details to make it sound crazy. See? Because it's a crazy talking fake. What happened before I became a tall individual is I got a letter in the mail from not Secret Service, top level generals in the US Army, Navy SEALs, stuff like this, 4-star generals, sent me a signed, wax sealed letter asking me to join the Special Forces. And I didn't. And then I became a tall individual. So that's something to make it, put a crazy spin on it. To like take the same story that I have, change some details, and make it sound crazy and unearthly. Because normal people know it's like, that's not how it works. That's not how special forces soldiers are recruited, like the Delta Force or the Navy SEALs. They don't just send random civilians letters from generals like, hey, we'd like you to join the Navy SEAls. First, you have to go through basic training and prove your salt as a able-bodied man that can do anything military. So the special forces like drafted from military. You could be a marine or you could be whatever, some kind of soldier, and then you pass basic training, and then maybe your commander recommends you, or I don't know exactly how it works, but it's not how it. I know that it doesn't work like this. How people end up in the special forces, they don't even send recruitment letters to like top athletes like NFL football players. They don't send like, hey, we want you to try out for the special forces. Some 4-star general. So that's supposed to discredit my story, what happened before I became a target video. So I do believe that that's possibly why YouTube shut down my channel, because there's too much evidence. It's because I have the streams that I had on my side, 2 the videos where I threat to them, and the evidence. We have Lord Ori here, up on the panel. Lord Ori wrote this. Hello, Danger Order. Welcome to the stream. Icy Bird, hello. Could you start your own gang to get back it up? I wouldn't want to. The program is afraid of me because I teach CS what they need to know. Yeah, I sent an email to Ed right after I saw this live stream with a join link to StreamYard and invited him up. Now we have different time zones, and sometimes he's at work when I'm live, sometimes he's sleeping. And yesterday I missed his stream. I checked my email. He had sent me an invite link to join his stream yesterday, and he was live when I was sleeping. What's the weather like there today? It's not too bad. It's not super sunny. It's not as bright and sunny as it's been some other days this past week or so. I wouldn't say he's having bad luck. I would say he's letting people up that he shouldn't let up. He's too loose with who he lets up. And that's not an insult. I told him that in person too. They has to be more careful with who he allows up as a guest on his channel, because people keep coming to the P-bomb. This is my girlfriend. We wonderful.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad. What about you on? And it's not the weather changing. If you wonder about my camera, it looks like it gets brighter, and then I did this auto brightness change thing on my camera, and I don't like it. Where it's like sometimes it's good, and then it automatically decreases the brightness, like the exposure. It upregulates, downregulates the brightness. No, we don't. So, babe,
Yes, and
yeah. Uh, let's talk a little bit about our relationship. How
okay.
long have we been? How long have we been together now? How long have we been in a long distance relationship? Women remember these type of things better a lot of time.
How long?
How long have we
It's
been in a
close to
relationship?
3 years. It's close to 3 years, right?
Close to 3 years.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. All right. Are you happy?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you like being in a relationship with me.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
That's good. That's good. Uh, somebody wrote. Well, you could say more accurately, we're two people that have decided that we're going to get married in the future. Uh, I'm a Christian, so I don't. I'm not like the world where I fornicate and have a girlfriend and want to be with somebody romantic that I'm not married to. But we, as a woman that I met, and we fell in love with each other, we decided to get married in the future. Uh, yeah. She's not Chinese. She's from Thailand. She's Thai.
Yeah,
My ex
I'm
girlfriend was
Thai.
Chinese. I like Asian
Mm.
women. If I have a type, it would be Asian woman. Meaning I end up falling for Asian women typically. My past relationship in real life here in Sweden was a Asian woman, more specifically Chinese, and we had a long-term relationship. We lived together, and she was Chinese, not an immigrant. She came to Sweden when she was maybe 2 or 3 years old, I think, and we were in a relationship for uh, what 6, 7 years, maybe 8. And we lived together. Oh baby, oh baby, then it fell apart. It fell apart. Oh baby, oh baby, like it always does. It always does. It fell apart. Oh, when we were young, I was born and raised in a summer haze, bound by the surprise of my glory days. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I'd hope you see my face and that you be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you
This is a me of
too.
somebody.
Don't forget me, I beg. I remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, sometimes it hurts instead. Yeah, no worries, no fears, regrets are mistakes, the memories made. Who would have known how bittersweet this would taste? I like my singing, babe.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's not the best. I could do a lot better. My singing ability will vary from day to day. On a good day, I can sing very good. I would say very good. I have sung very good at times. Uh, Okay, so it goes up and down. I have to work what I got.
Um, I'm using a song
Oh,
because this makes you relax.
oh, 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 oh no. Okay. You, you like to sing a song. You like me sing a song. Oh, you
Yeah,
like I sing
sure.
songs. Oh, sure. Okay.
Alright.
But do you have a you like? Oh, what do you
Yeah.
do you have a okay? Yeah. So if I wasn't handsome, maybe my personality, charisma, and singing and stuff would be enough to keep you. I keep you by my side with my superhuman mind, kryptonite. Maybe even if I wasn't as handsome and didn't have a six pack and looked like a male underwear model or Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt, maybe you'd still be in a relationship with me just based on my charisma, personality, uh, singing ability, etc. What do you think? Did it just? Are you still there, babe?
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
working.
okay, 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 okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm glad you like my singing.
Yeah.
What made you fall in love with me? Do you know? Do you remember?
It's been the first fight.
The first time you saw me, you fell in love with me.
Yeah.
When you saw my picture on the dating site.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. It's the black and white picture, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I love you more because when I talk with you,
Mm-hmm. When you
when I
talk
talk
with
with
me,
you, it makes me love you more.
you love me more when you talk to me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, babe. Yeah, and
Oh,
you. I remember you said you liked that I was different. That other guys would sometimes write you on a dating site and they would want to show their penis to you, or talk about
yeah.
sex. Yeah, they want to
Mm.
talk about sex or show their penis to you or something like this. But I wasn't thirsty. Meaning, I wasn't wanted to talk about sex all the time or something like
Yeah.
this. I wanted, yeah. You said
I,
you,
I
I
told you them
respect you.
before. I told you
Yeah,
them before I want to learn about English,
yeah,
and then don't understand. Then stayed
yeah.
for a while that.
So did you join the dating site to learn English, right?
Mm.
Hmm?
Yeah. I want to learn
Yeah,
about English.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh, yeah. And maybe you didn't know what happens on dating sites, but we is an innocent girl. She's a virgin. She's never had a boyfriend. She hasn't been like a woman who
You can
sleeps
make it
around.
terms.
Okay, I'm sorry, but it's we've already talked about that before. I've talked about it. It's not something you have to be ashamed of. It's something to be proud of. It's rare. It's a quality. That's something to be proud of. I'm proud of you. It's something that's good. It's a good thing. If a woman is a virgin, that's something that's wow. It's special. Understand?
Mm.
It's not a bad thing you have to be ashamed of. It's special. It's a special thing. It's a good thing. That's why I like to talk about it. But yeah, we joined a dating site to learn English, to talk to English people. It's a website that is called Thai Friendly. Was a dating app, and I joined it to look for a woman because I like Asian women. That's my type. I find myself to be attracted more to Asian women typically, and I joined a Thai Friendly, a dating app, and we was on there, and she joined it to learn English, and I was sending out messages. I was scrolling through, like browsing through the profiles, and Wee's picture stood out to me as an attractive woman. I sent her a message, and we started talking as friends. And eventually, eventually, we she asked me if I wanted to be her boyfriend, and I thought that was very sweet. You melted my heart, babe. Yeah, when I met you,
Yeah,
my heart was ice, and you melted my heart. Oh, my heart is melting.
you're so sweet.
Mhm. It become water. When I meet you, my heart is like ice cube. Understand? It's like a heart shape, but made from ice. It's ice. It's cold. It's hard.
Yeah.
And then when I'm talking to you, I'm starting to fall in love with you, and it melting my heart. My heart is melting. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. You special girl now.
This you shape your hair
What?
when you do this. Your hair. You say you want to cut your hair.
Hmm.
You say you want to cut your hair
Talk what?
when you cut
What?
hair.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Maybe I will cut my hair in this live stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I wanna see.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We like to see when I cut my hair. Right. When I started talking about saying good things about myself, it made people leave. I said when I started saying maybe even if I wasn't handsome, you'd still be with me because of my personality, the character, stuff like this. And then boom, the view come went to zero. I had 4 views. So maybe it's people low self-esteem and hearing them. Maybe people have low self-esteem and when they hear me say something good about myself, it's like I'm handsome and I know it. Maybe that provoke people's insecurities. I don't know. I think that could be the case. Maybe not every person, but uh, yeah, I am the type of person that gets people feel insecure a lot of the time. I provoke people's insecurities. If you're better than most people in most ways, people low self-esteem feel bad. Okay, but they feel small around you, like Brian B. Sox, for example. B cup B Sox. Anyway, babe, there you are.
Hello.
There you are, babe. Oh no, welcome back, babe.
Thank you.
Welcome back, babe. Maybe I didn't hold you quite as often as I should have. Little things I should have said and done. I just never took the time. But you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. If I made you feel second best, girl, I'm so sorry I was mine. Tell me, tell me that your sweet love hasn't died. Okay, I can tell you feel good when I'm singing. Yeah, you have a you're an authentic person. You're a very authentic person. Okay, I'm good at reading people, and you're an authentic person, meaning you don't have you don't go into portrayal a lot with the body language. You're authentic. Okay, meaning if you get happy, you will see it. You're not stoic in that you don't show emotions about stuff like this. You're authentic. Yeah, you're very authentic. You wear your emotions on your face a lot of time. Yeah. I'm tilting my head like a German Shepherd when I was studying you. If you've seen a dog, sometimes he's trying to understand. If you talk to a dog, and he goes, you go, what? You want to go to the park, and he's like, he's trying to understand what he's saying. Anyway, here's the point. um, I think I might start a new channel, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, I think I might. Yeah,
yeah, but don't talk. But don't angry now.
yeah. Maybe I'll start a Christian channel. That's like my Christian channel where I will be focusing on Christian content, commentary, Bible readings, Bible teaching, studies, things like this. Yeah. You know what you could do too, babe? You could spray your face with vitamin C water before you begin working. You could try that sometime. Instead of using a mask, you can try to wash your face, dry your face. First wash your face with water, then you dry your face, and then you spray vitamin C water on your face. And you can spray it inside your nose and inside your mouth. That might be able to help you.
Yeah. But I don't like vitamin C after spraying it because it has a no camera if you stick my
Uh-huh.
shirt.
Oh, okay. I think it could be because it's so warm in Thailand and so much UV light where you are. So it quickly loses its potency, it oxidizes. What do you think? You think I should drop the link and I have another guest?
Up to you, but I think I will take a shower soon now.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So, how was your day today?
Nothing much.
Why?
Was I the food was eat uh, today I found something in my chest.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope we can meet each other soon, babe.
Mm-hmm.
So I can hug you and kiss you, spend time with you. Oh. But you had to become Christian. Yeah, but you had to become Christian first.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you watch my stream yesterday? I was playing Max Payne 3.
This one?
Okay. Max Payne 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Have you uploaded anything to Mike and Wii TV recently? Did you upload anything to our joint channel, the Mike and Wii TV channel?
Some test video.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll cut my hair in this live stream, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was a guest on another person's live stream, Alex panel, and I was brushing my teeth live on it. Yeah. cutting my hair is a little bit. It takes a little bit longer. I'm gonna check where's my hair cutter here. Gonna make sure it's short. This is what I used to cut my hair, babe.
Daddy.
Yeah, some other whiskey now. Finish my whiskey.
Oh wow.
It's not fully charged, that's why it's red. When it's fully charged, it will go blue. I put it on the charge in case I want to cut my hair. Yeah.
What's this?
You look like you study me. You look like you're carefully investigating something. You look like this.
Let's go. Cut your hair. Let me cut your hair.
Somebody wrote, "What's with the mask?" I guess the person wasn't watching from the beginning when we talked about that. Go watch from the beginning.
Have allergy.
Yeah. I think it could be the chemicals. Yeah, chemical sensitivity, possibly coupled with mold sensitivity. So there might be mold spores on the yarn, and then the yarn is colored some kind of chemical, and you're reacting to that. You could try washing the yarn in the washing machine before you use it. Yeah. Lord Ori is starting to know me a little bit. What's with the mask?
I have allergy.
In the beginning,
I'm allergic with your.
yeah. Yeah. You can never be too careful. Looks a little bit strange. It's not about being careful. It's about being allergic to the chemicals that the yarn is colored with. So it's not just being careful. She's protecting herself. Okay. Lord Ori might end up getting blocked because he's annoying, and I've had a bad interaction with him before on the ed panel. He was being annoying. He's starting to reach the limit where he's gonna get blocked. He's being annoying. It's not for COVID. It's not COVID. I can't be too careful. She's not worried about the COVID. She's allergic to chemical colorings in the yarn. So she wears it for her comfort, to not feel like she's have to be like itching when she's working. It hurts her ability to work and concentrate on what she's doing. It's not about COVID. Lord Ori is gonna get blocked. Yeah, I'm blocking the guy. He's annoying. Yeah.
It's okay.
Lord Ori got blocked. Yeah, I don't care. He got blocked. Lord Ori is blocked. I blocked him. He was being annoying. Yeah.
Okay.
So, tell me about your family. What are you doing now? Or your dad stopped the farm working, right?
And now he works in somebody else.
Okay. Alrighty. But the allergies have gotten better since you started taking vitamin C, right?
Yeah, it's better. But when they take some sugar or bread or something to have sugar,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
it's become again, but it's not that
Yeah,
much.
that's what. Yeah, yeah, that's what I told you. I started work with we, and I got it to a point with megaros vitamin C and other vitamins, where I talked to Better Health, and she reported that her allergies were 90. What do you say? 90, 98, 95% gone before.
I think my person.
Yeah, yeah, your allergies were 99% better, like all but cured. Like so close to being completely cured, which my allergies are gone 1% away from that. But later on, she started having a little bit of flare up, and I told her she needs to quit the sugar, ultimately quit the sugar or reduce it. And I know by experience, having had allergies myself and megados vitamin C, that when I've in 2023 I've been sugar free. That's discipline. So I decided 2023 to stop sugar, and I've stopped eating anything sugar. I don't drink soda. I don't eat sweets. Nothing. No sweets, no treats. I'm sugar free. Sugar free 2023. But in 2022, when I would intermittently, on a rare occasion, maybe once every 2-3 weeks, have a weekend and eat something sugar, I would notice that my allergies come back. Um, so I recommended to Wishi cut down on the sugar, keep make roasted vitamin C, stay off the sugar, cut down, reduce the amount of sugar she's eating. Because as long as you keep eating the sugar, it's that it sabotages your healing. Maybe I will cook soon. I'm not gonna promise you that I'm gonna cut my hair in this live stream.
Okay, no problem.
Maybe another day, babe.
Okay, mama.
Maybe another day.
Absolutely. Why can I hear her?
It's almost scary. It's almost like this is scary. Like it's not scary, but it's a synchronicity. I was thinking like 15, 20 seconds ago. I was thinking about telling you before I showed we on my panel. Do you want me to show we? I was thinking about this in my mind. Like I was about to tell you. I mean, I don't speak every thought that comes to mind. I might have an idea to start talking about this, and I think about it for a while. I don't say it, but I had something come to mind to mention to you. I showed we was about to say I showed we on a panel before. The past live stream was a guest on live stream, Alex live stream, and I showed we. I filmed this out of her cage, and I was gonna ask if you want me to show her to you, and I was thinking about that. I didn't do it, and then like 15, 20 seconds after me thinking that, you go, "What's we doing?" Okay. Um, anyway, maybe our souls are knit together as David and Jonathan. Here's the thing. That might not be next thing, but this is interesting. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Mike Saha is live on YouTube. I'm live. Hello, babe. Hello,
Mommy.
babe. Yeah, you look cute there. You working with your hands. Hmm. You don't smoke. That's good. Don't start smoking.
I don't
We
like
actually has a
smoke. I don't like smoke.
yeah. We actually has a marijuana plant in the backyard. You showed it to. She showed it to me before on the live stream. She showed a cannabis plant. In Thailand, they're allowed to have a small number of cannabis plants. I don't know what the limit is, but they have. It's not illegal to have a cannabis plant in Thailand. And in Thailand, you can have a cannabis plant in the backyard. Why did you grow cannabis? Is it? Are you gonna smoke it, or what are you gonna do with it? Why do you have a cannabis plant in the
Um,
backyard?
I'll make some food,
To
some
make food.
drinking. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are you gonna make edible marijuana? Are you a secret stoner? Is this off you behind it from me? You're like a top level stoner. You like to you eat like you do edibles. What do you do with it? You make food. What type of food? How do you make food? Do you make a flour out of it, like
Um,
hemp flour or something like this?
I never cook it. Now it's still not closed. Now
Okay,
it have it have died.
okay. In Thailand, they actually sell in 7-Eleven. I was surprised once. We showed me something she bought. Like, look, I bought this, and it has like a marijuana leaf on it and some THC or something like this on it. So they actually sell drinks in
Oh,
the
with
7-Eleven. Yeah,
is supplement water.
yeah,
Is
with
vitamin
THC in it.
water.
Yeah, from marijuana,
Uh-huh.
cannabis. Did you ever smoke marijuana before?
I don't like to smoke. I don't like smoke. I don't like smoke.
Okay, okay. Um, did you eat marijuana or drink marijuana enough to feel different sometime?
Mm, I I I still never took me some food in cannabis,
Hmm.
but I drinking.
Okay, maybe it's very little. Maybe it's just a very small amount of THC in the cannabis drink.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Because if
Yeah.
you use a lot, it's make you have to think properly.
Uh huh. Maybe if you maybe if you try an edible marijuana or you smoke it, you will like it. Maybe you would like it.
I don't like to smoke now. Smoke.
Okay. Maybe sometime you want to try to eat it or something like this.
Oh yeah. Yes, I think I would like it.
But you have to be careful because if you eat, there's something called edible marijuana. So in America, I've seen podcasts. There's something called Joe Rogan podcast. My podcast is better than his, but Joe Rogan has a podcast like the Budget Mike Saha podcast, and if you watch it enough episodes, he's a stoner and has on guests a lot of time. They smoke weed, and there's some of his guests are into edibles. Like Joey D is a Cuban comedian, and he does edibles. So marijuana, they have edibles and you can smoke it, and edible marijuana can be more powerful. It's almost like a completely different thing. Going by not by experience here because marijuana is legal in Sweden, but by what I've heard people say. So you have to be careful if you are, if especially if you're a rookie, you haven't even smoked weed before. You don't want to
Um,
buy
can you
some
buy in
marijuana cookie.
Sweden?
No, but I know in Thailand they've legalized marijuana now, so it's kind of like the new Amsterdam, almost. It's like they have marijuana shops in Thailand. I've seen videos about this. Is Bangkok the new weed capital of the world or something like this? Uh, yeah. Maybe you can try a marijuana cookie sometime. They sell marijuana cookies in Thailand. Maybe you want to try it.
Yeah,
They
nothing.
have cookies. You don't have to smoke it. It's called edible marijuana. They have cookies or gummies that have marijuana in it, THC, and you eat it.
We can do it with some noodles.
But if you eat it, if you buy a cannabis, a marijuana cookie, edible, sometimes they sell it. It's gummy, sometimes it's cookies. If you buy it, you can try it sometime. If you buy it if it's legal, I think they might be. If you buy it the first time, you don't eat it all because it can make you crazy. It can make you scared or like whatever, make you feel very bad and scared. Okay, so if you want to eat it, you eat only a little. If you buy a cookie, a marijuana cookie or a gummy, eat maybe a third of the complete size the first time, whatever it is. If you go to a store and they have cannabis, marijuana cookies, or marijuana gummies or something like this, or marijuana lollipop, or so, whatever they have, you don't use it all the first time. You just the first time, not even a third of the whatever the size. If it's one cookie, not even a third the first time, just a little, maybe 1/10 of it. Okay, just very little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe my family try to make some food with cannabis, and maybe you try
Yeah.
to eat it with
Yeah.
it.
Now I don't know how much THC will be in it if you're not having UV lights or like feeding it fertilizer. People don't want to go and get a high THC content in their plants,
I
like
think
growers.
can
This you gotta do it.
can
It's like a special way.
eat this one
Yeah.
only.
If you just have a plant in your backyard and you have a marijuana plant growing, you just leave it alone and you water it sometimes. It might not be very strong, and it differs from strain to strain too. Some are stronger than others. So you might have like bushweed or something like this. But there is a weed strain called Thai stick. Okay, Thai. Uh, okay. I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna search Thailand marijuana. Okay, here. Let's look at some videos, honey. You gotta flash this on screen. Okay. So I searched cannabis marijuana. Is Thailand the new weed capital of the world? Foreign correspondent. This means Farang. Farang correspondent. Foreign correspondent. The hazy legalization of marijuana in Thailand. High stakes for Thailand's cannabis farmers. The stoners selling legal weed in Thailand. So this is a Vice Asia report here.
The future part, we just go.
And they show marijuana. People in marijuana shops. Cannabis in the city. Yeah. You're muted, babe. Why you mute yourself?
Has family
What?
has my family.
Oh, okay. Racing my family. Racing my family in my own direction. Make the right connection. Ooh. My family. Yes, I'm gonna be okay. I gotta be okay, babe. So, maybe you want to try it sometime. I don't know if they sell pot cookies, marijuana cookies in Thailand, but I would recommend it if you don't like smoking. If you want to try, I'm not saying you should. You're already taking vitamins, but maybe it's something that would enrich your life and make help you somehow, make you feel better. Maybe not something you want to do every day, but maybe you want to try marijuana
Um,
cookie. If you don't like
long
smoking.
time to try. It's long time I can try it before I try to with coffee.
Uh huh. Yeah, maybe want to try a marijuana cookie sometime and see how you feel. Just take a little. Don't eat all. If you eat all, maybe you. Ooh, what happened? Okay, like this. Uh, you just eat a little.
Okay, I'm having it. I have to remove cat poop and take a shower.
Okay, babe. I might start cooking pretty soon.
Hmm.
Yeah. Maybe we'll finish up.
Yes, and
Yeah, I don't know if I feel like being on longer. Okay, babe. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you can join me again sometime. Maybe every week. Don't be shy now.
mm,
You're a good guess. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You look so beautiful in white. You're beautiful.
thank you, honey.
Yeah, and you're a good guest. So I think you should join me more. I think I might cook pretty soon. It's 18:48, so I've been fasting all day. Didn't eat since waking up. I woke up before noon today, sometime. Hello, Sam.
Lovely, you have that.
This is Sam Hill.
Uh,
This is Sam Hill. He's married to a Filipino. Pina, as they say, a Filipino. Yeah, yeah. Unless it's an impersonator.
what
You
is
never know on YouTube. Unless you go check, like on the YouTube, you go from StreamYard, you go to YouTube, check your stream, click, go to channel. But yeah, this could be the real Sam. Thanks. Thanks, Sam. If it's the real Sam, maybe I'll stay up for a few moments if Sam wants to come up or somebody else. If Edward the Trash Talk or somebody else shows up. I don't land up random people on my streams because I will get P-bombed. So, most of the time I do solo streams now and then. I have on guests. Sam is a guy I wouldn't mind having on my panel actually at this point. We're on good terms. Me and Sam have been battling each other before. Okay, but we reconciled. Okay, we stopped fighting with each other. We reset our relationship. Our virtual relationship sounds like we were best buddies before. A relation. If you have a relationship with your boss. If you call someone on the phone, it's a relationship. Okay, there's different levels and types of relationships. Okay, babe. So if you wanna hop off, I might actually stay on a little bit longer. I didn't feel like being a soloing. That's why I said I was gonna end it when you sounded like you were going to hop off and you got some things to do. But if there's some people showing up and some people wanted to join my panel, uh, I might stay on a little bit longer. Sometimes I don't feel like it. Like if I do solo lashes, I get at a certain point in time, it's like I feel like I don't like being live anymore. And I just end it. Anyway. Yeah, yeah. You're welcome to come on. Now I'm gonna have to verify it's the real Sam Hill. So I'm gonna put something up to cover the screen. And you're gonna have to. I'm gonna hear your voice if it's the real Sam Hill or not. Okay, babe. I'm not saying babe to the comment I just put up on screen. Okay. I'm not gay. Sam's not gay. I'm talking to we on the panel. Don't get it confused. So, babe, thanks for joining me today. You did good. I have to nag we to get on my streams all the time. Meaning, it's like, I like to have everyone as a guest. She's a good guest. And I will write her message, honey, I'm about to go live. Why don't you join me? Something like this. And she's like, But today don't look beautiful or something like this. And I go, it doesn't matter, you're beautiful. And if you want to come up and just have your profile picture, then that's fine too. You can do an audio only. Yeah, that's a. I think with time you will get more comfortable with live streaming. I understand. Like the first 100 times I was live on YouTube, I was feeling more uncomfortable, and eventually I got used to it, and it's not a big of a deal anymore. So, do you want to stay on longer, babe, or do you want to go?
I need to go. I gotta go now.
Okay, babe. All right, let's try to have you on again in. Let's have you on again within a week. Let's hopefully
Okay.
let's aim to have you join me again within a week, babe.
I don't know.
7 days.
I don't
No,
know. We'll see.
3 days from now. Before 3 days from now, you join me again while I stream.
1 month.
4 days.
1 month.
4.5 days.
4 weeks.
5 days. You join me again 5 days.
4 weeks.
I'm walking away.
No.
Bye. Okay.
I have to do it. Okay, bye, honey.
Okay. You're supposed to go. Okay. Yeah, but 7 days last price. That's my last. That's my last price. Final price. 7 days. Last offer. 7 days.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not free.
Yes. Sawadee. Yeah, that means that's how you say long time. And it's similar. This is an Indian person here. This person is also a streamer. Sam is a streamer. Now we still haven't verified it's the real Sam Hill and not an impersonator. But if it's the real Sam, Sam is a real streamer. Also guest on his panel recently, on his live stream. So he's a streamer. Sam is a streamer. Vijay is also a streamer. Now she does a little bit different content. She does a good vibes the content. She doesn't host panels. She's good vibes growth streamer type person. But she's a live streamer too, Vijaya. She's got a live stream. She's Indian. Yeah. Babe, you can hop off any moment. I'm not gonna kick you. I don't feel good to kick you.
Huh?
Yeah, you said you have to go, and you didn't leave yet.
Yes.
You don't. I don't want to leave, buddy.
Of course.
Are you waiting for me to kick you? Is that what the issue is?
I thought you will kick me. Kick you.
You want me to kick you? You want me to kick you?
Okay, honey.
But then my haters,
Bye-bye.
my haters will say I'm a woman abuser. Mike kicks his girlfriend. Okay.
Okay,
Okay, I'll kick you. Okay, love you, babe. Thanks for joining me today. You did good. You're a good guest. Okay, you did good. Yeah, you did very good today. You're a good girl to join my live stream. Makes you even better. You're good. My help could be the guest. Good. With my help, could be the best. Okay, babe. Thanks. I'm gonna kick you now. 3,
Okay.
2, 1. Bye. Okay, so it's just me now. We is backstage. Kick from studio. Kick guest. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna drop the StreamYard link. Now to the freaks and geeks out there, the P-bombers, the random. This is not. I'm not gonna let on random people. So if you pop up some random person backstage with a mystery account that I don't recognize from before, I'm not gonna let you up. So it's not. I promise that anybody clicking the link is gonna be added to the stream. Sam Hill is welcome to join the stream if he wants to. I also guest on his stream recently. If he wants to join me, he's welcome to. But yeah, random troll accounts popping up backstage are not going to be added to the stream. Just any mystery guests. Yeah, so that's we wonderful. She's my long distance relationship wife to be, God willing. And we've been in an online relationship, a virtual relationship for what, close to 3 years now. And we're working towards her coming to me in Sweden. And it's not impossible that I'll end up going to her in Thailand, but it might be more likely that she ends up coming to me first. And she's working over there, she's saving up money, and hopefully she'll be able to come to me in Sweden. And if she does, maybe you see me and we here on my live streams. She might be, if I go live like this, you see we moving in the background. We got Sam in the background. I'm gonna put on a screen block when I add him just to make sure it's the real. Is that you,
Hi,
Sam?
Mike. Hi. I hope my audio's okay.
Yeah, it sounds okay. It sounds like the real Sam.
Yeah, I can come up for a few minutes. Nice to be up with you.
Yeah, no problem. You freak him out a little bit with the blackness. Are you ready to show some
Oh,
people?
I
got
think
people on his
my
hand.
image can come up.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
You might not like the
Okay.
image.
Yeah, yeah. It was a red flag when it's like the black thing there. It looked like you were getting ready to show something.
Yeah, oh,
At first, I
oh,
thought it could have been a really talented impersonator of you. Okay,
yeah, I actually
but
have
yeah, it's a real
some.
Sam.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Jorg. I did I haven't put my real picture up, and they keep saying, "Oh, you're not. Oh, you're not who you say you are. Oh, you're an old man." So I said, "Well, I don't want to put my picture up," and they said, AOC, who's Islam Bucket, said, "Well, put your finger up, man. I know it sounds a little strange, but the finger
Yeah.
truly shows age. It's called maturation of hand. I did it. Yeah, right. Like that shows your age.
Yeah.
A hand is kind of a good indicator. I mean, there can be exceptions. You could be working a mind, but generally it holds true. So I put my finger up, and they made fun of it. They wouldn't accept it. I said, okay, I'll do a little comparative study. So I typed in average hand of 40, 50, 30. I put up all those images, and man, they still don't want it. Some people, maybe most people, the trolls don't want the truth.
Yeah, yeah. They yeah, in general, trolls are in denial. They're crazy, and
Uh-huh.
they can't see reality. They're delusional. I was arguing with Brian B. Sox recently on the AOC panel, and he was delusional AF, as they say.
Maybe he was really drunk, and drunk can make you delusional.
Yeah, I'm drunk too. Now I drank about.
I mean, it doesn't
I finished
have
my
to.
whiskey today, about
Yeah.
this much. Yeah,
That won't make you so drunk you'd have trouble with
yeah,
reality. So
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He might be unable to hold his liquor.
Yeah, he can't. He starts to threaten violence. And,
Yeah.
he has this weird, I think, strange, or he used to, thing where he used to go around saying, "Is this like over 18? I need to know the boundaries. Can I like say what I want, or should I be
You can say
careful
the
with-"
F word. You can say the F word, but no N words, please, or something
But I don't do that
like
anyway,
that.
Mike. I agree with you.
You can say fuck and shit and
No hate
things like
words,
this.
right? No
Yeah,
hate words.
no N words or something like this, like
But
racist
that's
stuff.
what, for 4.5 years, I've never.
Uh huh.
I used to, when I started 5 years ago, the F word for homosexual. And then, because that's what the people in the stream did. And then when I started my Shaw, I said, well, I'm going to be better. So no F words or no hate words, nothing against racial groups, no religion. And people give me a hard time, but I've kept to it, and I will keep to it. Saying the hate words.
Let me ask you this. I'm curious.
Sure.
I talked to we about marijuana before. Do you smoke marijuana sometimes?
Yes.
Okay. Do you enjoy it?
Yes.
All right.
I think
I
it's
wish it was legal in Sweden. I would enjoy it too.
Yeah.
Then.
I looked it up, and it's a mild euphoric for one thing. It makes you happy, not greatly, but it's described as a mild euphoric, and it takes the edge off. But Mike, my wife doesn't like any of it,
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't. I like the flower part, but to kind of respect her, I went to vape, and she kind of ignores it. Like maybe she pretends it's not marijuana. So it's a compromise.
Yeah, maybe it's the Filipino culture. I know that in the Philippines they have a
No,
very harsh policy on drugs. Like the Filipino society in the Philippines, they're very hard on drugs.
you're exactly
Very hard
right.
on drugs.
They have
Yeah.
what they have a big problem with, I guess, is they call it shabu, which is basically
Hmm.
speed. And they had this dictator a couple years ago being president, Duarte.
Duterte.
Pardon?
Duterte, yeah.
And he would
Duterte.
actually, they would go out and they would kill. They were so strict that, yeah, they'd go again out of the law and they'd kill some
Uh-huh.
druggies sometimes. So yeah, you're exactly right.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's a real dictator. Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing about
Uh,
that. The Duterte would be like, yeah, so maybe we should kill the drug addicts. Okay.
yeah,
And allegedly, it reported that they had like motorcades going around,
yeah.
driving around looking for drug addicts and shooting them. That's pretty extreme.
Well,
Drug addicts
Duarte,
need help.
before he
They don't need
became
to be killed.
president, he was mayor of his town and he was known for that. Then he became president. Now they have a new president. The nickname is Bong Bong, but it's Bong Bong
Hmm.
Marcos. I think he's the son or
Hmm.
grandson of the original Marcos.
Okay.
I've
Yeah, in
been there.
Sweden, weed is illegal. If it was legal, I would use it, but it's illegal here,
Well, I would
unfortunately.
assume the Northern European countries are more liberal and have a
Yeah.
different, but it should be legal, right? Why would you put
Hmm.
people in jail or it's kind of a you can do it too much, right? But it's kind of a
Hmm.
harmless drug.
Yeah. Yeah. Now in Sweden, they don't put you in prison for smoking weed. Like
Uh-huh.
personal use, you will get caught with like 5 grams of weed, they'll
Uh-huh.
give you a fine.
Right.
Now, if you would be selling it, you go to prison.
Uh-huh.
But if somebody gets caught with a joint on them, it's a fine.
Right.
Uh, and they don't put you in prison. Now, if you would have like a kilo of it at home and be like, no, this is just for my own smoking,
Uh-huh.
they would still put you in prison. Like if it's extreme amounts you would have at home.
Yeah.
Okay, but personal use, like small, they just give you a fine. That's all it is. And the
Well,
fine will be bigger. How Swedish fines work? It's based on the percentage of your monthly income. So
uh-huh.
somebody who makes $3,000 a month,
Right.
the fine will be larger. They will get a heftier fine. And somebody who's so it's like a percentage. If you get a
Uh-huh.
fine for speeding or carrying a knife in public or some kind of drug, if you get a fine, it will be based on your income, monthly income. So a
I
richer
like that a
person will
lot.
have to pay more, yeah, and a poor person will have to pay less. So that actually does make sense.
It's brilliant
Uh, yeah.
because
Now recently they raised the laws for the carrying knife. I've been caught with a knife in public
uh-huh.
before, and I would
Uh-huh.
only get a fine.
Right.
But now they've changed the laws, and you can actually go to prison for carrying a knife in public. Now, it's not going to be 10 years, but
Uh-huh.
you might get a month in jail if you carry a knife on you. You could get a month in jail. If you had two knives, or if it's something that's like the opposite of a ameliorated circumstance, something. If you, yeah, it depends. Worst case scenario, you can do a small amount of jail time for carrying a knife in public.
That sounds very reasonable, but there's
Yeah.
differences in philosophy. I saw something on TV about Northern Europeans. I think the idea of incarceration in those countries, your countries, might be true
Hmm.
rehabilitation. And they show
Hmm.
like the prison life. It seemed very humane, and a lot of people
Yeah.
didn't return to prison. Whereas America, they speak of rehabilitation, but the conditions are very brutal.
Yeah, American jail is crazy. It's like I don't understand.
Yeah,
It's inhumane. I
yeah,
don't. I've seen documentaries and like this.
yep,
They have these documentaries like jail, whatever
Uh-huh.
they show from American prisons, and it's very different,
Terrible.
very different. Not also the thing that they have two
Oh.
prisoners having to share cells. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
That's
I think
crazy.
sometimes more
Yeah,
than two, you know? I've
yeah.
known people in prison. I only spent one time locked up as a kid. Oh man,
Hmm.
people talk about, they criticize America, some other Americans. Oh, they're too liberal prison. Just the idea of being locked up is horrible to me. But the
Yeah.
attitude is, yeah, it's retribution, uh, and the result is so many people come back to prison, whereas in European, this documentary, they don't. But America is very strange that way. It can be very, very, very compassionate or very brutal. It has both of those
Hmm.
elements.
I'm gonna show you a Swedish prison. This is a
Sure.
Swedish YouTuber, and he goes to visit Sweden. And this is inside Sweden's hardest prison. So this
Oh,
is the worst of the worst. This is the
right,
worst prison, not the
right.
lightest one. And even the like the this is the worst prison in Sweden. Clickbait. That if you look at it, it's not dishonest clickbait because it is true that it is the hardest prison. Even
Oh,
this is like lighter than the American
yeah,
prison. And I
compared to
show you
America.
where it looks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it like kind of looks like a school
Yeah, it
or a
does.
hospital or something like this.
It does.
Yeah.
Huh? I agree
Here's the
that
exercise yard. This is a
it,
cell. This is an isolation cell, I believe.
right,
Here's a
and
normal
that's
cell. This
nothing
is a
compared to
Swedish
America.
prison cell.
Not bad.
It
Not
looks
bad.
like a hotel room. It looks like a hostel room. It looks like
Kind
the
of
room
looks
of a
like
hostel.
where Jorg
See, like a
lives.
cheap hotel. Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like a cheap
Jorg's
hotel. And this
Jorg's
is somebody's
apartment.
cell.
Yeah,
Uh huh. They have a fan. They have a
I like
bookshelf.
it. I
They
like
have a
that too.
bed. It's not a bunk bed and two guys sharing the cell. This is an isolation cell in Sweden. So if you will
It's
get into a fight or something like this,
it's
or
humane.
break the rules, and they put you in isolation.
Yeah,
Now the isolation cell is a little bit less stimulating. It's just walls,
that's
a
a
bed,
consequence,
and a window.
isolation rather
Yeah.
than a brutal.
Here's another. They have a TV. They have a TV in the cell in Sweden. Did you know that? They
Yeah,
get to have a PlayStation in the cell or an
yeah,
Xbox. Did you know that?
yeah,
They have a TV. They have a. They can have a Xbox or PlayStation in the cell.
yeah. That's a difference in philosophy. Like maybe the goal
Yeah.
should be rehabilitation. Don't do it again. But we're not going
Yeah.
to physically punish you very much.
Hmm.
Very different. Very, very
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. American prisons is like nuts. It's crazy that they would have two guys in a cell because if you get caught with a bad
Yeah,
cellmate, it's like you're gonna have to be on guard all the time. The guy might stab you, especially if you would be in for with a life or something like this.
yeah.
It's like he's not gonna be too concerned about killing you. What does he have to lose if he kills you? If you're in there with lifers, the,
Yeah, what is it
it's like I'm already in here for life.
if you're already in there forever and the conditions are brutal?
Yeah,
What are the
yeah,
consequences if you do another crime within the prison? The most they can
hmm,
do, what are they going to put you in isolation? So I
hmm,
agree, the incentives are not so great not to kill. It's crazy, right? I mean,
hmm,
the people understand. So, like with communication, there's two levels. There's the surface, like the actual words we're talking about, and there's the
yeah,
underlying Chomsky, like what's really being said. So, when the official position is we're going to rehabilitate, the reality
hmm,
is we're going to punish.
hmm. Yeah. In the Nordic countries, Sweden, Finland,
Hmm.
Denmark, there's more of an emphasis on rehabilitation. In
Yeah.
America, it's more like to focus on making you feel like shit, like you got put in a
Yeah,
place
it's
that
so bad
sucks
you
as
won't come
bad as
come back to
possible.
it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it, basically.
okay, yeah,
But it's very
yeah,
gross, not sophisticated. I guess the one problem is that in the Nordic countries, your population is so less than America, and ethnically, I don't know with the refugees now, but you're more homogenized. Most of you come from a
hmm,
certain ethnic population, so there's less tensions within the interactional relationships. Whereas in America,
yeah.
you have this group not get along with this group, etc.
Yeah, race. Yeah, in American prison, nowadays they have like the segregation, and the prisoners do this themselves. It's not the guards. It's
Yeah.
like black people, Hispanics, and then white people, and we don't mix together. And they have a
And
prison
I
gangs and
guess to
stuff like the
survive,
Aryan Brotherhood.
practically, you have to align with a certain group. It stinks. I mean, it seems like
Yeah.
it'd be. I wouldn't want to align with what? Because I'm white. What are my choices? I'd hate. Nazis
Yeah.
are horrible, but I'd have to protect
Yeah,
myself.
but if you're
I
a
do.
white person, you go to prison, you might have to be like join a neo-Nazi or like white
Yeah.
power, like racist freaking gang, just
Yeah.
because you're white and
Exactly.
like the blacks won't have you and the Hispanics won't.
Yeah.
So it's like the only group you can
Yeah.
join yourself to. It would be some radical like racist
Yeah. No,
group,
there's
and you might
probably a
have
few
much
people
of a
who don't
choice.
want to align, but they would have no power and they might be picked on. So God forbid I mean, I've done things I could have gone to prison, and I'm just lucky. And now I really do nothing illegal, especially with marijuana being legal. But you never know.
Same
You
here.
never know.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. I'm a law-abiding citizen. It's
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, I don't do drugs, illegal drugs. I drink whiskey now and then. Recently, I
I
started
like
drinking
whiskey.
whiskey now and then. But that's not illegal. Actually, the government sells that to you. The Swedish government owns the liquor stores. In Sweden, the
Right.
government has a monopoly on
That's
liquor
kind of a
sales.
good idea.
So I couldn't open like a liquor store myself, as in America. It's
I kind of like
it's
that
the
idea
government.
because alcohol is such a huge problem in America.
Yes, it
whereas
is.
sounds like there's more controls. It sounds like a smart country.
Yeah, some things are good about Sweden. There's a lot of things that are bad, but some things are good.
Yeah. I've never been there. I've been to Netherlands, Denmark. I really, really like Denmark, but your weather is so bad to me, too cold. But I love those countries, and I bet Sweden would be just like that in so many ways. Just
Yeah.
a nice society. You don't have to look over your shoulder. The people were really nice. Liberal in the cities.
It
more
started to get
conservative-
worse though.
Pardon?
It started to get worse though. There's been more and more gun crime and
Is it
violence,
refugees
like
or what are the
statistically.
reasons for it getting worse?
It's I believe that it's mass immigration.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I kind of
Yeah.
indicate.
Because
Well,
if you
yeah,
look at like the curve of immigration in Sweden,
Yeah.
and you look at crime statistics, it's like the COVID.
There's a correlation.
It's like more immigration, more
Sure.
crime, and okay.
Well,
Yeah.
for one thing, a civil society, people buy into the same values and ethics. So if you have immigration come in, a lot of those people do not have the same values, so there's going to be intrinsically a lot of problems, and
Yes.
that can translate into higher crime rates.
Yes, and also you don't have the same roots in Sweden. It's like you don't have the same connection to the country,
Yeah.
the culture.
Exactly. So it doesn't even have to be population. You can have a high population like Japan, but because the people don't have that many immigration or refugees or they come to work, you have more of a ethnically the same. So the values people buy into, and that's why even though you have a huge population for the territory, very, very few crime rates, say, compared to America.
Yeah, and mostly the immigrants who come to Sweden,
No.
they end up in the same places.
Yeah.
Like in the
Yep.
ghettos. So it's like all immigrants, pretty much 90% maybe immigrants in a certain place.
And some people.
So they don't
within
get what is it called? They don't get what is it called?
What?
They don't adjust to society. It's like they
Yeah.
go to a foreigner only
Yeah.
city, and where most people are foreigners, so they don't get
Seems smart.
acclimatized. Yeah.
Well, there's people within my wife's family who are now in Japan because, of course, they go there for the money, they work, they
Yeah.
seem to like it, and that's probably why, because the people themselves want to group together. That's a natural thing. So they're in that environment you're talking about where they can have their values respected and not be forced into an integrative situation. One thing, Mike, because they're going to go back to their country, they don't go
Yeah.
there expecting to become Japanese citizens. They go there for work, for money, etc.
Work for maybe go there for a year, 2 or 3,
Yeah.
and work, save up money, send money
Exactly.
home, and then come
Yeah,
back.
and I do know about it because a lot of Filipinos do that, go to Japan, etc. They go Saudi Arabia, countries that want the workers. Even Israel, I think, has some Filipino workers. And they probably fill those jobs that the native population doesn't want. So it works in some countries. In America, the populations are so great that come over, and they come over illegally. So there's all kinds of problems. Because
I
the
was talking to
borders
my
are not
girlfriend before you
secure.
came on. I was talking to her about weed. I said maybe you want to try it.
Oh, she seemed very attractive.
Yeah.
Just looking at her, by the way.
Yeah, she's cute, and she's an innocent. That's
Yeah.
part of her attraction. I end up falling for women that are sweet,
That's my wife.
like feminine,
Yeah.
and have like an innocent vibe to them.
My wife's
And
my
yeah.
I was married before. That's true, but I like other types too. I used to have a lot of athletic girlfriends, but I like a lot of types. You know, I just don't like. We might agree. I like women who keep themselves healthy, in shape.
Uh-huh.
My wives have always been, my two wives, very much that way. Healthy food, exercise, etc., etc. I did do a little Muay Thai, not like you, not at your level, but I have a like a kick bag in my living room, with a tire on the bottom
Okay.
with sand.
From the roof, or do you have it on the floor stand?
I have it on the floor. I have a tire, and you fill the
Okay.
tire with sand, and it stands. It doesn't like you have it from the roof. But my point is that she comes out and she punches it. And my current wife is like 5 foot, but she's very healthy.
Yeah.
So she cares about keeping herself in shape.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good cardio training. It's like that's good.
Cardio
That's a good
too.
form of
Yeah.
exercise.
Uh,
Yeah, they just if you're moving around,
Yeah.
you're throwing punches. Even if you shadow box, if you do that for 15, 20, 30 minutes, it ends up
Great.
being cardio training.
and it builds
Yeah.
up a little strength too,
Yeah,
coordination.
Yeah.
So,
But it's not what you do to build muscle, obviously.
Well,
Because the
it builds
bodybuilding is not
it doesn't
endurance.
build mass for sure. It doesn't build mass, but it's good to do. I have some dumbbells, and you could do a lot with those dumbbells too with repetitions. I like. I mentioned this before. I'm reading Arnold Schwarzenegger's autobiography, and of course he talks about weight training a little bit, etc.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
fact, he put out an encyclopedia, I think, of fitness or weight training for men and for women.
Okay. Yeah, to get his size also you have to do the roids and train
Yeah,
a lot.
and he talks.
You won't get that way just by roids, but
Exact-
you have to train and do roids. Train a
Absolutely.
lot and do a lot of roids to get that level, like
Steroids, for
Mr.
sure.
Olympia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And probably they don't talk about it. I would assume in every professional sport, well, not every, but most, you probably have to do it because
Yeah,
the
the
level of
top level
competition
athletes a lot
is
of
so
time.
high. Yeah, unfortunately. But if you
Yeah,
just
I think a lot of
amateur
UFC
bodybuilding-
athletes are on roids.
Yeah, right. I read a article saying this is how it demonstrates how much some people want to get to Olympics. If you would take, would you be willing to take something that would bring you to the Olympics at a high level, but you would die in 5 years? Would you be willing to do that? And a high percentage said, yeah, they were that motivated to achieve at that level. So yeah, they.
I wouldn't.
No,
I
you wouldn't.
But
You wouldn't.
I don't disbelieve the statistic.
You
but
would
it's
not.
it's also a questionnaire, and that doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't always translate to reality.
Correct.
But it would be like a questionnaire: what would you do if a bear charges you? I
Yeah.
would fight it. And
Right.
then if that happened in real life to the person that checked that box, then they would fight it or
Right.
stand their ground and fight it. Maybe they end up
Right.
freaking out and running or
Right.
cheating themselves or what I understand.
Right.
So it's sometimes like questionnaires about what would you do are not actually
Absolutely right.
accurate. But
Absolutely right.
I don't disbelieve that there are some people because there are actual examples of people. Rich Piana is a good example. Do you know who Rich Piana is, the bodybuilder?
No. I used to follow it through the Joe Weider magazines and such, and I would go to competitions, but that was in my early teenage years and 20s, and I've stopped kind of following the bodybuilding scene.
Do you know who Rich Piana is?
No.
Okay.
No.
He's a guy, a bodybuilder who died
Uh-huh.
fairly young. And he's the type of person you talk about that he had a mindset of being willing to do whatever it takes. And he talked about like some of the things I do, I don't recommend it, but he was being extreme and he was all about just getting as big as possible, like as big arms as he can possibly do.
Right.
And he knew that he was abusing his body and
Right.
that he might end up dying from it. And yeah, so that would be that type of person. Like he really cared about getting to that
Yeah.
level physically. And it's really the same, the people that like I really want to get into the
Right.
Olympics and they'd be willing to risk their life or die if they just make it there. That's Rich
Right.
Piana. Like he died eventually.
What did he die
that.
of?
I don't know actually.
Oh, maybe
I don't
heart
know what the
stuff.
specific thing was. Yeah.
What you were
And I think
talking
he was injecting synthol into himself, which some
Whoa.
bodybuilders do, where they inject something into their muscles to actually like inflate them like a balloon, but it's
Right.
not muscle fiber, it's actually like injecting something
Whoa.
into the muscles
Right.
to make their kind of like it's the male version of silicone boobs, where they have understand it's not actual
And
breast
there's been
tissue.
problems with that. It's silicone.
It's yeah.
Well, you were
Yeah.
talking about questionnaire, and I think it has to do with kind of a lack of understanding where people say this will happen or they'll predict their behavior. A common thing is
Exactly.
I don't want to be 80 years old and infirmed. I want to die. They say I want to die before that or put me away. But the actuality is when people get older, they become even more wanting to hang on to life. So it's just delusional. So a common example
Yeah.
I used to do is, would I take a bullet for this person? And people say they would. Like there's this guy a poopy handler, and he says,
Yeah.
I'd give my life for my 4 friends. Well, that's ridiculous. You might give your life for your children, hopefully, but for friends, that means that you're no longer in a situation to take care of your own child. So people say things like you mentioned the questionnaire, but it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's
you can't
easy
really
to
know.
talk.
Maybe if he was walking with one of his friends, there's a machine gun fire,
Right.
zing, 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 and it impacts around him. And in that situation, it's like, would he jump in front of the other guy?
Yeah.
And be like, I'm going to run away, I'm taking the bullets. It's hard to know how you react. I have enough life experience to know that it can be hard to predict your own behavior.
Absolutely
Meaning you
right.
can't always predict
Oh,
it.
you're correct.
There's circumstances where
Right.
it's like you are a person in your character. You don't react like this all the time. You don't get
Nope.
scared, for example. But if you would not sleep for 4 days and drink coffee and have brain inflammation, you might get scared.
Absolutely.
But because you're not yourself, it's like your brain chemistry. Your brain controls your emotions, your mood, your behavior, your thoughts.
Everything. Well,
Okay,
not everything.
your
but-
state. So, and the things that can happen to your brain that makes you unable to be who you understand. Meaning,
It changes
if you-
your affect. Yeah.
yeah,
Completely. But I was saying, so you're making a prediction on behavior in your brain, but when you get to a situation, physiologically, a flight
Yeah.
or a state response takes over. So it's not just your brain, it's your muscle
Yeah.
memory, and it's or you're talking about your level of consciousness that can be affected
Yeah.
or drugs, alcohol. So you're completely right.
Yeah, so let's say, for example, if you were a person that you were known by, you can't get Sam angry and lose his temper.
Uh-huh.
He's like, if that was the truth, like you were a
Right.
person, like a rare person, nobody ever saw you lose your temper, and you never lose your temper.
Right.
And
Right.
then you're like, I never lose my temper. But there
Uh-huh.
are things that could happen. So if you
Sure.
would say, I would never, what about Sam, if somebody said this about your wife, would you lose your temper?
Right.
No, I never lose my temper. But if you would have something where you did a
Uh-huh.
certain drug, or
Uh-huh.
you didn't sleep, or
Right.
you had some kind of health problem, or a
Absolutely.
concussion, or
Of
something
course.
else,
Of
then
course.
it could be impossible for you almost not to not lose your temper. So yeah,
Absolutely.
my life experience has told me that you can't accurately predict what your reaction
You
and
don't have
behavior will be in a
complete
given set
control
of circumstances.
because you're
Yeah.
affected by the environment, by physiological things within your body. So there's this idea of total control. It's not. There's randomness and unpredictability. Let's say, what about getting sick? You can't control that sometimes. You can't control a virus coming into your body. I mean,
No.
you can to an extent, but once it gets in, so there's no. You do the best you can, and then they're affected by the randomness.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, and a lot of
what
times
if a
what you can
plane
do is
crashes
before
and
the
goes
event.
into your house, right?
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
nothing to do with that.
No. So, but my thing is this: is like certain circumstances you can't. Once you end up in the situation, it might be more or less set what might happen. I mean, but there's things you can do ahead of time. I mean,
Right.
let's say this: if I'm a person, I used to have social anxiety. So if I will go outside, I will get stressed, very stressed and anxious when I
Right.
go outside. And I will overcome that to a large extent.
Right.
But so once I'm in the situation, if I would walk out of my house, I'm gonna be stressed. But there's
Right.
things that I can do before, like for
Yes.
example, get a good night of sleep the day before going outside. I
Yep.
can control before. You can have more control, like set yourself up for success.
Absolutely.
Take certain supplements, like adaptogens, lower your cortisol,
Right.
and things like this. So, yeah, in some situations, it can be hard to control how you feel and how you think and how you act, but you can set yourself
Absolutely.
up for success
Well,
by
you
doing
can
things
even,
before.
that's where education comes in. You could adapt a behavioralist approach, a theoretical approach that is really, really effective at helping deal with social anxiety. And basically, you start with specific baby steps. So you
Yeah,
can do
that's
things.
what I've been doing.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there
should
was
do
a
more
time I
of it.
couldn't dream of being live like this. My social anxiety used to be crippling.
Right.
It's like I would barely be able to do phone calls to people. Now I'm autistic, and that's something a lot of autistic people have.
Right.
But there was a point in time where I couldn't do phone calls.
Right.
I would be super stressed just texting people and things like this, writing emails, whatever, any level of social interaction with another human being, virtually,
Right.
text, video, audio. It'll give me a lot of stress, and I started pushing myself, forcing myself to keep doing it. Baby steps, like just like you said, it's exposure therapy, where you
Excellent.
kind of raise the bar. It's the same
Yep.
thing as with building muscle. It's progressive overload. It's like you
Exactly
do
right.
something that's giving you, make you feel uncomfortable, like you almost can't handle this. It's hard to handle this right now. But
Well, you
not to
build
the point where
mass
you like,
through resistance. It's
Yeah.
actual physical resistance, and you need that.
Yeah.
And but I think behavioralism is so good, but it involves goals. Goals are really important that people don't think about, and I know you know about them because your goal was to do the specific set of things, baby steps, specifically with the goal of eventual positive interactions with social situations. So you got it, man. You know how to do it.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. It's like the same thing you use to strengthen yourself psychologically
Yeah.
or in your character. It's the same method as to strengthen yourself physically. Like we talked about the resistance and overload, progressive overload resistance.
Exactly.
Enough resistance, enough load,
Yep.
and then once you feel like you can handle this level of resistance and load,
Exactly.
you take it to the next level.
So you apply the same principle with body development, resistance, to a social interaction kind of theory of a little bit of resistance, not a lot, and you specifically maybe spend 10 minutes outside with people, bring it to 11 minutes. It's not rocket science, but it works. And one of, they've studied therapies, and I do have a master's in clinical psych, and they wanted to ask, what is the most effective therapy? Forget the BS, forget the what works, right? Very important, what works. And they found the most effective therapies were behavioralistic and cognitive. And for general goals, my father beat me, I want to feel better. That takes years and years, and it's not scientifically based, meaning it's not overtly testable. How do you test feeling better over dealing with your father? But with what really works is addressing overt, specific goals, like you do.
And really, what helps, what's helped me overcome. I've had all kinds of mental health problems. I've had anxiety, panic attacks. Used to suffer from panic attacks, extreme social anxiety, depression, and I would say at least 50% of overcoming that, meaning curing my depression, curing the panic attacks, making improvement in the social anxiety stuff. It's been like physical, like biological, physical intervention. So part of it is the psychological, like having certain strategies, like you expose yourself and having some tactics and things like this. But at least 50% of it has been physical, like taking supplements. Okay, because stress is an emotional state. It's increased adrenaline, cortisol.
Absolutely.
And if you take adaptors, you
The
lower your
hormones
cortisol.
were affected
You
physiologically.
can like
Our
fast.
behavior is affected.
Yeah,
So you change the physicality, and it can improve the emotional state, which you do.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
fast tracking. That was fast tracking it.
Yeah.
It's like you take certain supplements, calm you down. Now you don't feel as stressed when you go outside. Okay, and now your brain is learning that this is not something that's very stressful.
I have
You
a
don't have to be
question
this
for you.
stressed.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I agree with everything you've said. How did you find out about this way of dealing with the world? Did you read about it? Did you hear about it? How did you get to being able to progress how you have? Did a teacher tell you? How did you get to this knowing about it?
A good question. I would say it's a combination of different things. It's experimentation. It's will, sheer determination and will. It's experimentation, experience, and it's also studying. So it's like if you have a desire to fix something, there's different things that you're going to end up doing. You're going to try things yourself. If you can't figure something out yourself by trial and error, experimentation, thinking about things, you're going to be motivated to start looking around to see if there's somebody else. So it's been a combination of different things. But I do know that from experience when I was younger, I cured myself of what is it called, claustrophobia. Okay, so claustrophobia, which is like you feel like, oh, you can have panic attacks if you're in a closed space. You can start, you get really stressed. Yeah. And I cured that when I was a child, and what I did was exposure therapy. So I figured that out on my own. Meaning, I had this thing where I would be petrified of going into elevators, something like this, or being in a small room, or even being hugged too tightly.
I have that a little bit.
Yeah, I had it pretty extreme when I was young. And at a certain point in time, I got sick of it. So I was playing with my childhood friends, so we were in a place that we would play, and they had an elevator there. And I felt, I just braved it, okay, courage. I mean, it's like, this is something I'm scared to do, makes me feel really bad and scared and like losing control and panicking if I get into this elevator. And it's something just clicked in my mind. I was like, no, I'm gonna face this dragon, okay? I just go in, I'm gonna do it now, get into this elevator, no matter how I feel, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And then I did it, and then, okay, so exposure. Like forcing myself to do things that are scary, dangerous, risky, difficult is something I've been doing since I was a child. So that could be it. That could be part of it.
Well, I want to
get. I'm not. When I say risky and dangerous, I don't mean that I'm aiming to do things that are dangerous for the sake of doing it, but calculated risks.
Well,
and doing things that need to be done, even though they are risky.
Understand.
Doing things that need to be done, even if they are hard.
I want to get to the really core of what you're saying and apply it with real life examples. In our little
Yeah.
internet world, there's a guy named Rev. So cognitively, like he knows what to do, but what? But there's not the motivation. It didn't translate into knowing what to do to actually go out and do it. He didn't do it, but you did. So what's the difference? Why isn't he motivated and you are? That interests me.
I guess it could be how much you want it. Like if you
Yeah.
really want something, you will work to get it.
Uh,
Listen, think about this. Uh, People that are drug addicts, that are addicted to methamphetamines,
right.
they really want methamphetamines. If
Yes.
they lose the methamphetamines, I want methamphetamines, they will end up doing extreme things. They will
Yes.
walk 10 miles into a forest where they know there's a cabin, there's somebody lives, and they're gonna break
Right.
into it and look if it's got some valuables they can sell to get their meth. They walk 10 miles through the forest in the middle of the night, rummaging through. Okay, so
They
people
might
that have a
not even
strong
thinking about
desire
how to
for
get
something.
back. They want it that much.
No.
They might.
Yeah.
They don't even think about the consequences, right? They might go in the
Yeah,
forest
so-
and not know how to get back. They want it that much.
Yeah, if you want something bad enough,
Yeah.
that's a simple answer. Is if you really want something, you
Yeah.
value something,
Yeah.
you really want something, you make sure you do it, and you're not being lazy. So you can really want something, and be like, I'm dreaming about, I want to have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I really want to have a girlfriend, but then you don't do anything. You don't take any action.
Exactly.
But and then your subconscious mind might put up something that like, here's what you need to do to get a girlfriend. After you set the intention in your mind, like, maybe I should start working out, make myself look better. It can help me. And it's like, oh, they don't do it. So yeah, it's a good question, but
So wanting enough. But let's talk reality.
that's part of it for
So
sure.
people can look at
Yeah.
you some and be critical and say, well, this guy's autistic, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
But the reality is you were skilled enough or motivated enough to change your life for the better, where someone like a Rev might laugh and he can't make it happen. So you made it happen and changed your life for the better, where some of these critics or trolls sit back and are slobs and think they're laughing, but they should look
Slime
at themselves.
buckets.
You're the success, and they're the ones sitting back denigrating, but doing nothing to improve their lives. So the laughs on
My
you.
girlfriend
dummies.
came in here. Yeah, I would agree with that. Sam's being reasonable now. You're starting to grow on me, Sam. You're just acting more reasonable now.
No, I'm the real Mike. What happens is that in the practice of being on this little stream world as a streamer, people don't want reasonable intellectual thought. There might be places for it. Every time I try to get systematic, right, the views go away, and I understand that. Most people want fighting. So I do that.
Yeah.
I do all of it. You know, I put up, like, I did a stream on 12-step programs, and I got a fair number of views. But if I started fighting, the views are double and triple. So I have different parts of me. So when I talk to you intellectually, because you are a thinking person, you're interested in reality. That is taking a systematic approach like behavioralism and actually physically changing the way you look, but also training your brain. That to me is intriguing and fascinating, but most people in our little world of streaming really don't want that. So I do many different things. With you, I'm so happy to engage with somebody who gets it and actually who can help me, because you know about health more than I do.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm not. I was listening to you the whole time, but I just want to address what we wrote in the comment.
Sure.
This is we that was up before you came on.
Yeah, go
And
ahead.
She came in to say good night. Yeah, she wrote she's gonna sleep, and she asked for
Nice.
good night kisses. She's very sweet. She come, what about good night kisses? Sometimes she sends me an emoji message.
That's
What
your
about
girlfriend?
good night kisses? Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
pretty.
And she's gonna bed. She said hello to you. She said good night to you too. Good
Hi.
night, Joe Hill. She wrote, and
You have a wonderful
I wrote
country.
good night, sweetheart.
I've been there. It's
I
beautiful.
love you.
beautiful.
Yeah. But yeah, so what was I getting at? I was thinking, what were you saying? There was
That
something that came to
I'm
mind.
engaging with you on a different level than most people because most people want different things than you do. You want to
Yeah.
engage in thinking and how you apply that thinking to changing your behavior, the way you look to improve your life, which is really healthy.
Yeah,
It's
there's a
interesting
difference
that
too.
an
If you do the
autistic,
panel hopping,
yeah, but an
go ahead.
autistic person is actually being more real and connected with the real world, with the physical world, with the intellectual world, even though you have this category on you. Whereas non-autistic
Yeah.
people are blind and are out of tune. So in a metaphoric
And I want to
way,
address this thing about the define where
sure,
you feel like I
sure,
understand what you're saying, and that's true. That my analysis is this: right now you have a viewer base, and some of them might because you come up on a panel, like you do what I do. You do go visit other people's panels sometimes. You do
right,
panel hopping,
right,
and if you do panel hopping, a lot of times there will be a big chunk, not every person, but a big chunk of the viewer base will be like drama folks. There'll be people that they
yeah,
like to watch a panels to see the
correct,
fights that happen, and people
correct,
getting drunk and being at each other's throats and stuff.
right,
And they're not looking around on YouTube for people making videos teaching health, fitness, personal development, self improvement.
yeah,
Because a lot of times the type of person that's gravitated towards that type of content is not the type of person who's also into self improvement and improving their value and worth as a person and working to
right,
the intellectual like thinking about it. Okay, so some of your viewers might not be watching you. They're not interested in self improvement or uh,
their goal
reflecting on
is to
things
be
of philosophy or
entertained,
something.
not
Yeah,
to be progressed in their lifestyle.
yeah. Not informed. They
Yeah,
they want to be entertained more than they
great
want
way
to
of
be
saying it.
informed.
Not to be informed. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. And if you would, you notice you said you noticed that like if you start doing more intellectual stuff and less like shit showing or like drama fights and stuff, you
Right.
lose the viewers. But if you start fighting with people, then the view count goes up. I think that's for sure. That's a fact.
Uh-huh.
But I think if you would do more of the content, and I don't think here's a fact. If you would right now be doing a certain type of content and you're
Right.
avoiding for some reason, it's like I don't get into this type of stuff because people
Uh-huh.
don't like it and it feels pointless. If you would start doing some other type of content, whatever it is, if you would change your style or your content a little bit, and you do
Uh-huh.
more of something else, eventually your viewer base will start changing too. So
I
maybe
think
some
you're
of the
right.
people, if you
I think you're right.
would stop watching, some people might stop watching. It could be long term.
Right.
It's like if I would right now start a new thing on my live streams and I just start video gaming a
Right.
lot, and that's what I do every stream. It's video game streams doing commentary on my gameplay. There might be
Okay,
some viewers that
right.
initially the view count drops,
Oh.
but eventually I start attracting new followers who
Yeah.
want
No,
to see
you're
this
right.
new type of content. Yeah.
One of
So
the
it's
things I
not
like,
set in stone.
I agree. One of the things I like to do is look at people and their archetypes. So look at Poon Handler. I think you know him, right?
Yeah. He will be
So
the
I've
full
said,
archetype.
well, I went to him and
I
said,
guess.
let's look at what you
A
do.
joker fool. Trickster
What
fool.
what he does is he's very childlike. Let's talk in behavioralistic terms. That he goes
Yeah.
for the quick self gratification. He
Yeah.
doesn't delay the gratification. I try to get him to understand if you delay the gratification, say like in college, you reach a goal
Mm-hmm.
of improvement. And that's why he doesn't improve, because he says everything is basically right now. I want to have fun.
Uh-huh.
Give me this. So he doesn't delay his gratification. Simply, if he delayed it, I think his life would be improved. But he doesn't want to
Yes.
accept it. He doesn't want to accept it, Mike.
That's a good point. That's delay gratification. People look for instant gratification a lot of time.
Right.
And that's a problem why people are more losers. Because a lot of things
Correct.
that I do, they give me gratification and joy and have helped me heal and become a better person. I'm not perfect, far from it. But I'm a better person now in a lot of
Correct.
ways. I've improved my mental, physical health.
For
And
sure.
part of what I've been doing is exactly what you were talking about, delaying gratification. For example, I do fasting is one of the things I do. So I woke up, I haven't eaten yet today. Now I did drink alcohol, but Not that's not something I
Oh,
normally
no,
do. I recently started
that's not
drinking.
good.
Okay, but it's like I'm valuing the effect that fasting has on me,
Right,
and I will have to fast every day for 30 days to
right,
have the gratification of getting certain effects of the fasting.
right,
Okay,
right,
and wake up in the morning fasting. It's not until I've fasted for maybe 16, 18 hours that I'm
right,
getting certain effects from the fasting. So
right.
that's literally delaying gratification. So I'm having to not wait until I get this effect. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I go, I can't wait until I get that feeling. Meaning, a certain hours of fasting,
Of
if it's
course.
16 hours, 18 hours, after a certain amount of hours of fasting, there's like a certain a cognitive boost where I feel sharper mentally.
Uh-huh.
I feel better in my mood. My energy levels go up. Uh,
Neurologic difference. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's delaying gratification. But if you're a person who want to feel good right now I want to feel good.
Right,
A cheap way, you go
right,
get a tub of ice cream and eat it, and it gives you the dopamine. It gives you the dopamine release
right.
instantly. See, you go get a tub of ice cream, you eat it, and just you get like this surge of dopamine in your brain, and you feel good. But you're gonna feel worse later on.
It's such a
It'll make you feel worse.
central and real principle of life. You can,
Mhm.
and even uh, uh, like eating, you can eat and get
Mhm.
the pleasure, or you can eat balanced and be healthier. So people
Mhm.
will even destroy themselves to get that quick fix. And in a general
Mhm.
sense, look at education. You go through school, most of it is boring to achieve maybe a better job or to go on. So this idea of delaying your gratification is so central to a good life, and you are such a good example of delaying the gratification to get your good body cut or to change your even thinking process, less from an autistic way of dealing with the world to more engagement with the world. So you're an example of
Mhm.
success.
Thanks, I appreciate that. That is the truth. So I'm glad you can recognize the truth.
Not only physically with your body, but with your philosophy and your way of expressing yourself and your belief system. That you applied specific goals, say wanting to engage with people. You established a set, we call it baby steps or little steps, overt behaviors to get to that, which is very, very,
Uh-huh.
very smart.
Yeah, it's a functional. It's a strategy that works. It
Yeah,
works.
it's strategy. And even now, with this very pretty lady you're dealing with, you're building up, you're getting to know her, you're communicating, and even this way through this medium, and eventually it can work up to when you do meet her. The presets have been established, and success for a relationship are better. I did that through writing to my wife. I didn't meet her for a year, and I'm
The
happily
best
married.
is how long? How long did you? Were you? Did you say a year? Were you in touch with her for a year online until you actually
No, I
met
didn't
each other,
deal with her
like physically?
online. We did. I wrote
Okay.
her. I wrote her.
So you met her in the Philippines on a vacation or something
No,
like this, and
no,
then
no.
you
I,
no.
I tell this story nobody wants it. So it's not a dramatic story. Instead, I'm a sex trafficker. The reality that I tell people they don't want to look at is my brother has been married happily to a Filipino woman for a long time, and I
Mm-hmm.
engaged with all these dates, and I met all these women in relationships, and my sister-in-law Filipina kept saying she knows this special person in her barangay or village that I should meet. So I
I
finally,
just dropped the link to your channel there. I
thank
dropped the
you.
link in the chat to your channel.
And
If
you're
people
openly
wanna check it
invited,
out.
anytime. By the way, so I
Thanks. So
wrote. So I
if you
started.
check out Sam's channel, sub to him. It's not
Thank
impossible
you.
that you see me on as a guest on his panel in the future.
You were.
I've been
That's
a
why I
guest. I
initially
was a
came
guest
up to
recently.
thank you for your appearance, because you did something
Yeah.
very unusual. You were willing to be open and forget past negativity and say, okay, let's see what happens now. Let's be open to change. And that's why
Mm-hmm.
you're a great streamer. You're open to change. And here we are. So
Yeah,
thank
I'm a
you
little
for
bit
that.
like a dog in that way. That sounds like I'm deriding myself, but it's in the good sense, meaning something that's good about a dog is to
Uh-huh.
live in the moment, and they don't live in the past.
Well, we are
Okay.
our past, but we want to use our
Yeah.
past to
Yeah, but
move
what I mean is
forward in
this:
a
it's like
progressive
it.
way.
For example, if I had been angry at you for like 3 months, and every time I
Uh-huh.
think about you, I'm pissed. Somebody like, what do you think about Saha? He's a scumbag. I remember he was an asshole to me, and
Right.
then if you would come up on a panel and you've been friendly to me, hey Mike, yeah, how you doing? And you're not being an asshole anymore,
Right.
and uh, maybe you're like, well, yeah, I know we had some differences in the past, but I don't have any hard feelings. No hard feelings, Mike. Now I'm not gonna be angry with you anymore if it's authentic and
Yeah, boy,
genuine.
you really, I love
Understand?
talking with you because you get me thinking. You provoke my thought.
Hmm.
This is what I think
I am
happened
a provocative person in different
in a
ways.
good way. This is what I
Yeah.
think happened with us. I think uh, most relationships, friend say, problems
Hmm.
arise through miscommunication. And what happened
Yeah.
was I ball bust or tease, say it that
Hmm.
way, and hoping that the person, and Rev and me are good at this, will say, okay, you're teasing me, that's kind of fun. But English is not your first language. Humor is so hard to comprehend. So I think what happened was our failure was in miscommunication. I was trying to joke with you, and you took it as aggression. No
Yeah, it's
fault. No
possible
fault.
that you were doing like kind of like a YouTube act, kind of like maybe it's like
No, it
I'm doing the
wasn't an
panel
act. I
thing.
like to tease people. In real
Okay.
life, it's called ball busting, right? But
Yeah,
but
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
but you're not in my world. And so I think it was miscommunication. It wasn't that you
yeah,
were bad or I was bad. We weren't communicating. You didn't. I shouldn't
yeah,
have been so ambitious because humor
yeah,
maybe it takes like a series of steps, like you're talking about, to comprehend.
yeah.
So, but you were great, meaning positive, because you were open to changing your paradigm. You
Yeah,
were
what
open.
happened? We were on B Sox panel, and then I came up, and then you kind of started
Yeah.
going after me, and that pissed
No,
me
I
off.
wasn't
And for
going
a while, I
after
was,
you. See, that's a
well, that's how I
miscommunication.
remember it.
I was trying to tease you, like I do with a
Okay.
lot of people. But you
Yeah.
weren't. You didn't understand me. I should have said, Mike, we're just starting. So the way to
Uh
start
huh.
is not to use this kind of humor, which is very sophisticated and really hard to
Yeah.
understand. Maybe you
Yeah.
need to know me more. So my
Yeah.
strategy of dealing with you was wrong.
Yeah. And
But
also with joking around with other men in general, it has to be funny, and it has to be clear that you're actually not trying to
yeah,
uh,
absolutely. The
look,
intent,
yeah, degrade the other person. Yeah,
the
and
intent.
here's the
The
thing.
intent has to be
I'm
funny.
over that now, but I will say this though. I will say this.
Yeah,
I've been dealing with a lot of trolls since I got
me
on
too.
YouTube,
Me too.
which means I've been getting fed up with that. People, my trolls
Correct.
like to talk about Mike blocks everybody on his channel. Yeah, I
Correct.
block people easily. Okay.
Correct.
Now Sam was able to write a comment like get blocked. There's people who show up and they don't get blocked, but I'm quicker to block people than a lot of people are, for sure. And so basically, part of it, the context is I was more sensitive, especially at that
Right.
moment, to people going after me online
Yes.
because
Yes.
it will happen too often that people will be going after my comment
Correct.
section. Uh, and if I go up on panels, and I was
Correct.
fed up with that, so I was more sensitive at that point in time. Yeah,
People are not. The mentally healthy person is more tolerant. A lot
yeah,
of these trolls and people who don't give you a chance have not lived well in the world. They're very rigid. So rather than approach you as a smart, interesting guy, they try to make fun of you and me. There's a Mike. This is
hmm,
really, I think, important. There's a bit in America. I'm speaking as American. There's a
yeah.
very, very anti-intellectual uh, population. Whereas I
I think
think
it's
in
by
Europe is
design.
more you appreciate. There's a lot of reasons for that. So in our little internet world, in mine, there's a huge, uh, if you're a huge intolerance
Hmm.
for your race, your religion, and for intellectual thought. meaning, well, if they don't think like me, let's make fun of them. It's very unhealthy, but that's reality. So
A lot of trolls and haters too. They are
yeah,
people that are insecure. So it's
but
like
they're
if you're a person who's in better shape than most people are, and they're not. It's like a lot
right.
of the troll type people, haters. They're people that have insecurity problems. They have low self-esteem, and if they see somebody, maybe they're dumb and they've never been told
Absolutely,
called
great point.
smart by anybody. And if you're being smart, you're being
Mm,
intellectual, you're being exhibiting intelligence above the baseline average on your panel. You talk
right.
about stuff and they feel like they can understand it. They might feel small because it's like it's like being a child and your adults talk or something. They feel small.
Great
It's like they feel like
analysis.
they couldn't contribute anything to this discussion. They don't understand it.
Correct.
They're not interested in it. So basically, a lot of times, the trolls and haters are people that have low self-esteem and insecurities, and certain things trigger the insecurities. So for somebody like bee socks, for example, or bee
Uh-huh.
cups, um, I call them. Recently, I came up with a nickname: bee beta bee cup bee socks.
I like that. I
Brian
call him
B. Cup.
Beast Man. I call him Beast
Okay,
Man.
okay. But I had interaction with him recently. We were fighting on a panel, and I
Uh-huh.
got the sense that I provoke his insecurity somehow.
Yeah.
That's the sense I get.
That
That's why
that's
he doesn't like
I
me.
think I was before. That's a wonderful point. So much is based on jealousy and intolerance because they can't
Yeah.
compete, so they put you down. They can't engage
Mhm.
with you, so they're intolerant, and that's where all
Mhm.
these hate words come from. It comes from insecurity, and uh, uh, Jorg's interesting because he's so intolerant and yet he's intelligent. So,
Yeah.
you know this Dan Carlin hardcore history?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So I
I've
think I
heard of it.
finally got Hitler because I joined in the view that Hitler was crazy. But Dan
Uh-huh.
said it was a misunderstanding that Hitler is evil. Let's begin
Mhm.
with that. So get that out of the way. He's evil, but he's logical because his conspiracy theory is that Jews are behind everything. So
Yeah,
Hitler was
that's Jorg.
intelligent,
That's
but
why
his
I've called out Jorg. That's why I call
yeah.
out Jorg because
That's
he's
why
an
I brought Jorg
anti-Semite.
into it. So
Yeah, he's
now I
I'm a
get it.
Christian, and I don't like anti-Semitism. So a few
Me
times, first
too.
times
Me too.
I had Jorg on 2 times, and at first I was kind of like, like picking up on like the racism started bleeding out,
Yeah.
and at
Yeah.
first like, well, maybe it's like a guy who's like immigration is ruining Germany. I'm against no, it's like eventually he showed his true colors, and it's like
True
the
color.
Jews
Are
run the world, the
true.
evil Jew. Okay, okay, and it's bizarre. So
But
eventually I got to a point
Mike,
where
Mike.
I'm not, I had to call him out, and I don't want anything to do
Well,
with
me
him
too.
really. He's a
But
scumbag.
what I finally understood that, like Hitler, they share the same conspiracy theory. So you can be intelligent, but if you miss
Yes.
the reality, that Jews are behind everything. He's intelligent,
Yeah.
but he missed it. Smart people can miss the truth, and that's Jorg,
Yeah.
and that's Hitler. Now, Jorg is peaceful, so he's not Hitler in
Mhm.
that sense, but they share the same conspiracy theory that Jews are behind
Yeah.
everything. And if you have that, then Jorg is logical, wanting the Jews to go
Yeah.
away, and Hitler
The thing is,
achieved what he wanted.
Jorg,
Unfortunately.
thankfully, Jorg doesn't have the other traits that Hitler had
Yeah.
that made him
There
able
you
to
go.
become a dictator.
There you go.
Okay, he doesn't have the charisma, the energy, the testosterone amphetamine injections that his doctor carrying a
Mike,
briefcase
Mike,
would inject him with.
let's go
He
back.
can't do the fiery, sweaty charisma speeches like
But
Mussolini or Hitler. Okay, he can't rally people and get them
he
inspired.
doesn't have.
Okay.
We were talking about motivation. He's not motivated
Yeah,
to go
he's
out
not a
and line up.
leader. He's not a leader.
Yeah.
He's not a leader. He couldn't be a leader if he wanted to.
Well, he's not
Okay.
motivated to. Whether he
So
can
he's
or
more
not,
like a
he's not
loser.
motivated.
That he's like on internet, like the Jews control everything, and it's not going anywhere, thankfully.
But it
And
is
he gets
dangerous.
banned on all social media accounts for hate speeches. He said this. So
But if
it-
Hitler was
yeah.
alive, he probably would be on the media. So he's he's
Yeah.
a medium, but he's not effective. But he's
Yeah.
dangerous, right? If he
Yeah.
clicks in,
Did
if the
you know,
white
by the way,
cell,
that's actually facts. Like the thing I said, like Hitler, he would have a doctor who to travel with him everywhere, and
yeah,
he would have a briefcase with these like drugs,
drugs,
actually vitamins too. I
historical
think, if I
fact.
remember
Yeah,
right. Yeah, and they would give
speed
him
for one thing, I think.
testosterone
Yeah,
and speed. Yeah, speed and
he has a name.
testosterone, I believe.
Yeah. He was the one guy that was safe because,
Hmm.
like you said, I forgot his name, but true, he fed Hitler all these drugs, and you would know more about that than me what they are, but
And there's
completely true.
videos of Hitler too, where he has this like this tremor,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
trembling
yeah.
hand, where
Correct,
has this thing, and then he would
correct.
like hide his hand. He would hold his hand behind his back to hide that, disguise that. And sometimes they have videos of him
Yeah.
sitting looking at something,
Well, we
and
need
then
a
his hand would
timeline
be
because some
shaking.
of that came from when they bombed him at his headquarters, and he started to
Uh-huh.
shake more. He had injuries. You know what I'm talking about that
Hmm.
time.
Yeah.
But before that, he would have had shakes from the drugs, and you would know more about that because you know more about the drugs than me. But you're exactly correct. Yeah,
World War Two is very interesting. World War Two is very interesting to
I
me.
agree.
I'm interested in World War Two as if I end up looking
To
at
study.
documentaries on YouTube. Yeah,
Me too.
a
Me
lot of
too.
times I end up looking at like World War Two stuff. A lot of time.
Carlin's. I'll just say one more thing, and then I got to get off. But
Hmm.
it was so uh, interesting to me that Carlin looked at the performance of Germany in World War One and World War Two, trying to determine which military was more effective, and he found World War One because the objective was military performance. So the best people were in charge, whereas in World War Two, the military was inferior because ideology drove where they placed the people. So you take two people, one is better in merit, but one is a party member. So the party member, the Nazi, got the job, which meant that there was more incompetence in performance of the war. So the
Kind of like
ideology
nepotism.
actually hurt the outcome.
Kind of like nepotism. I got a
Yeah,
company,
yeah,
and
yeah, exactly.
I make my best
Exactly.
buddy be the
Whoa,
chief of something, and it's like just as a favor, and maybe he
exactly.
helped me to get where I am somehow, and it's as a favor I make him. It's not the best. It's not meritocracy thing.
Yeah,
It's
the
like it's not the
parallel
best guy for the
is
job.
because you're a Nazi, will get you the job. But the goal,
You've been supporting the Nazi cause a lot. You were here
yeah,
from the beginning. You
yeah,
were supporting Hitler in the
exactly.
upper when he was, yeah, and now we're just gonna make you be like the head of
And
something.
and Carlin,
Yeah.
see, this is not my thought, but Carlin said Goring was a supreme example because Goring
Herman
was a
Goering.
druggie and ineffective, yet he was ideologically tied to Hitler.
Hmm.
So anyway, it's so great to talk to you, Mike. Really,
Yeah, it was good talking to you too, and hopefully I can come up sometime on your channel, and you're welcome
open
back here if
invite,
I drop the
man.
link sometime.
Absolutely. I
Yeah,
think I think people will get a different view of you when they see you, when you have somebody to engage intellectually and this bullshit about wanting to put you down because you wear glasses or
yeah.
some
B socks,
nonsense
B
bull
socks
crap.
couldn't. I couldn't talk like this to B
No,
socks. I
no,
mean, you can't talk about things like this with
no.
B socks.
It's a completely different presentation. But
Yeah.
this is the real Mike Saha.
I'm gonna drink whiskey today and do shots and
Give me $10.
just
I'll draw a dick on my
yeah,
cheeks.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. The
God
burn.
bless,
Yeah.
Mike. I think you're a believer,
Okay,
son.
thanks for coming up today. You're
See ya.
welcome back. If I drop the link
Thank
again,
you.
you're welcome hop up. Good to see you.
Peace.
Okay.
Bye.
Peace out. All right, so that's Sam Hill, and we have recently reconciled. So if you a long time Mike Sav, you might have heard me be angry at this guy before. Like if the topic of Sam Hill has come up, I'd be like, he's a scumbag. I don't like him. But we reconciled and we're on good terms now. And hopefully that will last. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have any hard feelings against him at this point. Um, so, yeah, that's Sam Hill. This is the link to his channel. If you subscribe to him, it's not impossible to see me show up as a guest on one of his panels in the future. I was a guest on his live stream recently, less than a week ago. and he came in here in the chat to thank me for visiting him. This is the link to his channel here, and if you subscribe to him, it's not impossible to see him as a guest on there. He might be a guest up on this channel in the future. It's not every stream that does a panel or having guests on where I drop the link for people to join, but I do it now and then. Maybe it's 1 in 10 live streams averaged out on the last 12 months. Maybe it's 1 in every 10 live streams. Maybe it's less actually, like 1 in 20 times I go live that I drop the link. Could be even less, 1 in 30. But who knows? I must have do more of that. Do some podcasts, live podcasts, panels, have discussions. And I'm not going to be letting up random people. Meaning, it's like the trolls who show up. It's some random person. Dream tried to call me up. I had a live stream with Edward the Trash Talker the other day. And Dream showed up backstage. And I kicked him from the studio. And he came back and I banned him. Dream is not welcome on my streams. Okay, I think his buddies with Riley. And I suspect that it could be Riley running the Mike Sai impersonation account that keeps harassing me with ad-mentioned tags and uploading mocking posts and things like this. I wouldn't be surprised if there's Riley running that account. Riley is a person I've suspected to be working for the government before. I'll leave it at that at this moment in time. The plot thickens. It started out being conspiratorial, but took it to the next level by name dropping the government. That it's a government connection to this conspiracy. We came in here. I was surprised to see her saying she's gonna go to bed. She seemed pretty perky. She had some energy when she was on the stream. She was relaxed, but she didn't seem tired. It's 20:08 in Sweden, which would be 8:08 p.m. 8:8. Okay. And in Thailand it would be +5, I think. So yeah, it's late over there. So she popped in to say goodnight. I finished my whiskey today. I finished my whiskey bottle, which means there's no more drinking. And tomorrow morning, before I go to bed, and tomorrow morning I'm going to take niacinamide. So if you've been drinking, niacinamide is something that can help you to not feel as bad after drinking it, in my personal opinion. I made videos before about addiction, for people that are actually not drinking now and then, but people that are addicted to alcohol. I made streams before on the topic of vitamins and addiction, and how you can use vitamins to overcome addiction. A lot of people, alcoholics, have a niacin deficiency. And the drinking alcohol, here's my take. A lot of people who have alcoholism right now, they're alcoholic, they get drunk, extremely drunk every day, and they're alcoholics. There are people who started drinking because they're depressed, or they have too much stress and anxiety, and didn't do what I do, and turn to vitamins, see, to help themselves. I mean, I've had points in time for many years when I had too much stress and not feeling good, and I didn't turn to alcohol or drugs. I only started drinking again recently, and it's at a point where I don't have anxiety anymore that I'm plagued by every day, or depressed or something like this. But here's the simple. A lot of people who are alcoholics, they start drinking because they have a niacin deficiency, I believe. And the niacin deficiency makes them depressed. And they start drinking to feel better, short term. Notice it's the delayed gratification. Instead of staying off the alcohol and start to take niacinamide and change their lifestyle, it took a long time for me to cure my panic attacks. Many months of applying diligent effort. It took many months for me to cure my depression. I've overcome a lot of mental health problems, depression, panic attacks, being stressed all the time. And it required diligent daily effort. Now there's some things you can do to make you feel better within a week. Okay, you can start feeling better within a week. But a lot of people are alcoholics, I believe they have a niacin deficiency, and they start drinking. So they don't feel good, the reason they have vitamin deficiencies, niacin being one of the main deficiencies. and they turn to drinking to feel better, to treat the depression or something like this. And then the drinking alcohol exacerbate the deficiency problem, meaning they get even more deficient in certain vitamins by drinking alcohol. And it's like a bad spiral. And there's books about this. Vitamins for depression, vitamins for alcoholism. There's books written about this. So I know how to cure alcoholism if I need to. Now, I'm not going to become an alcoholic and drink every day, but I have a confidence that if I would start drinking every day and not being addicted to it, I do believe that I could cure it. Now, I'm not intending to push my luck and try to become alcoholic to prove a point. But I played around with it. I kind of facetiously one second, but maybe I should make myself fat, and then I can have like the before and after. I lost this much weight in 30 days because I know how to lose weight, see. Or, like, but that's a little bit extreme. I might finish up pretty soon. I've been fasting all day. It's 8:12 p.m. I might break my fast pretty soon. And let's see what happens. It's not impossible I go live later. I don't know. It's not impossible I go live later and play video games or something like this. Sometimes I play and I have my camera on and the microphone on. If I feel like talking, I play video games. And sometimes I'm just showing the gameplay video and turn off my microphone. And it's just the game sound and video. We'll see how we do. Okay, yeah, it's got like weird, but it's like I'm kind of like feeling dead air, but it's like I'm just forcing myself to put out words. So I'm gonna finish this now. I don't feel like talking anymore. I got some things to do. So take care of yourself out there, or not. It's your choice, like to say. Goodbye.